The topic for discussion is Introduction to Practical Chemistry. I want to discuss acid-base titration reaction, which is otherwise known as titrimetric reaction. What is acid-base titration reaction? Acid-base titration reaction is a neutralization reaction in which an acid reacts with a base in dilute solution to give salt and water. In acid-base titration reaction, we measure the volume of the acid solution by titrating it against the base solution of known volume. How do we perform acid-base titration experiment in the laboratory? 20 or 25 cm cube of base solution is put in a conical flask, and 2 or 3 drops of methyl orange indicator solution is added to it to give yellow color solution. The acid solution is contained in a 50 cm cube burette, and the acid is titrated from the burette against the base solution in the conical flask until the yellow color solution turns orange. This is the end point of the reaction. The end point of reaction is the point at which there is color change in the titration solution. Now I want to look at the apparatus used in acid-base titration reaction. These are burette, pipette, conical flask, funnel, Ritter stand with clamp. Now the burette. The burette is used to hold 50 cm cube of acid solution. The pipette is used to measure and transfer 20 or 25 cm cube of base solution. Conical flask is used to hold the base solution. Funnel is used to introduce the acid solution into the burette. Ritter stand with clamp is used to support the burette during the titration experiment. Now I want to discuss the precautions taken during acid-base titration reaction. There are some precautions that has to be taken during acid-base titration reaction in order to ensure accurate titer value. These precautions are as follows. 1. Small quantity, that is 2 or 3 drops of indicator solution is used in order to ensure clear and sharp color change at end point. 2. 2 or 3 set of readings must be taken and used for averaging in order to reduce random errors and ensure accurate titer value. 3. Avoid air bubbles in the burette or pipette. How do we avoid air bubbles in the burette? You allow the solution of the acid to run out of the burette before you fill in the acid. And for the pipette, you run out the solution of the base, and then you now fill in the pipette to measure the 25 cm cube. Point number 4. Ensure that the jet of the burette is filled with acid solution. Point number 5. Remove the funnel from the burette before the start of the titration experiment. Point number 6. Rinse the conical flask with distilled water only. Point number 7. Rinse the pipette first with distilled water and then with the base solution. Point 8. Rinse the burette with distilled water and then with acid solution. 9. Avoid error of paralyze. How do you avoid error of paralyze? You ensure that the high is at the same level with the lower meniscus when taking the reading. Type of acid-base titration reaction. 1. Titration of strong acid with strong base. Strong acid such as hydrochloric acid, triazonitrate 5 acid, and tetraoxosulfacic acid. Strong base such as sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. What happened during the titration? During the titration of strong acid with strong base, the pH of the solution changes between 3 and 11 before the end point of the reaction is reached. This pH range covers the pH range for methyl orange, methyl red, and phenolphthalein indicators. Hence, any indicator is suitable for titrating strong acid with strong base. The second type of titration reaction, titration of strong acid with weak base. Strong acid such as hydrochloric acid, triazonitrate 5 acid, and tetraoxosulfacic acid. Weak base such as sodium triisobicarbonate 4 salt, potassium triisobicarbonate 4 salt, and ammonium hydroxide solution. What happened during the titration reaction? During the titration of strong acid with weak base, the pH of the solution changes between 3 and 7 before the end point of the reaction is reached. This pH range covers the pH range for methyl orange indicator. Hence, methyl orange is the only suitable indicator for titrating strong acid with weak base. The third type of titration reaction: titration of strong base with weak acid. Strong base such as sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide. Weak base: weak acid such as ethanoic acid, ethane dioic acid, potassium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6 acid, and sodium hydrogen tetrahydrosulfate 6 acid. What happened during the titration reaction? During the titration reaction of strong base with weak acid, the pH of the solution changes between 7 and 11. This pH range covers the pH range for phenolphthalein indicator solution. Hence, phenolphthalein is the only suitable indicator for titrating strong base with weak acid. Common indicators that are used in acid-base titration reaction. These are methyl orange, methyl red, and phenolphthalein indicator solution. Methyl orange has pH range of 3.1 to 4.4. Methyl orange gives yellow color in base solution. It gives pink color in acid solution, and it gives orange color in neutral solution, that is at endpoint. Phenolphthalein indicator has a pH range of 8.3 to 10. It gives pink color in base solution. It gives colorless solution in acid solution. It gives colorless solution in neutral solution, that is at endpoint. Methyl red has a pH range of 4.2 to 6.3. It gives yellow color in base solution. It gives red color in acid solution. It gives orange color in neutral solution, that is at endpoint.